Hello everyone, and welcome to PSGL PlayStation F5. We're here for Season 3 of Round 2. So, welcome. I am commentator Brendan, and I'll be taking you through this flying ad race. So, I will address the elephant in the room. I am on my own tonight. Unfortunately, Evan will not be able to join me. He has his own reasons for not joining. So we do wish him the best, and he should be back here next week. So here we are. Obviously, we'll give you a little rundown of some of the things that happened last week in just give me a second there so I can find the standings. I'll just give you the run through. So last week we had Bjorn take the win in the opening race of the season at Portimao, with Bugatti second and Zara in third. That cleared the podium. With the constructor standings, obviously 16 points for Haas, they lead McLaren in P2 and then Alpine in P3. Do pardon me for just a bit of quietness. We don't want to. Two things are happening, so I just need to wait a little bit. So we will put you on board with someone here, and you can just listen to the car as it rolls around Silverstone with some bit of telemetry as well, just for you to see the speed. We'll take you a bit through it there. So see, two bad so far, and let's see, there was a bit of a speed loss on the exit 1. Alright so far. It's important to just get the lap in at this point. Usually there's not much to it in terms of tyres. You go for the soft medium, or medium soft if you're outside top 10. You could even sort of just do soft medium if you're outside top 10. It's just a matter of personal choice, and that's why the cops. So, not looking too great. In a way, some time that will. Oh, and it's invalid. So, no time on the board there. You can go again. The tyres will be able to handle 2 laps. Apologies for that. We are back in action. Should be back here for the future. Sancho is on pole at the moment in the Alpine. Obviously, last week, I believe, he only used the Alpine that was not on the podium, so a bit of a switch around here, as it's now Zara towards the bottom end of the points, paying positions. Well, his teammate is up there fighting for pole position. So you have Bjorn in second, Borl in third, Svano fourth, Marcus in fifth, Dara sixth, as He has just usurped a black box by less than a tenth. So, yep, that is, well, the top 6 there. So you see, there's more people than lap. I believe someone has jumped up the timings. And even Baker has just come across the line. I could be just mistaken there. As TF1 Pedu is on the mediums. That is a bold call, and one he'd be hoping can pay off. Because obviously it can save a set of the soft compound tyres for the race. Let's see, 104.392. Let's see if that stacks up. At the end, we're gonna know then what we're looking for. Now, so Grizzly's already on an outlap, and Bjorn and Stefano will pretty much went out at the same time. Let's see, where will Aston Martin go? Won't be going anywhere with an invalid lap. Although 28.3 would not have been a competitive time anyways. Let's see, where will OP Zane go? Nowhere. It's invalid. Invalid laps being in the order of the day, it seems. This kind of person is quick. The Red Bulls are on outlaps, although EDRT K3PA5 is on an hot lap now, so true first corner and flat turn 2 as well before you first break into turn 3. You have to, it's like treading a needle here, you just need to get a right line but also be willing to push it out of the corners. And you have the flat out left hander there, followed by straight, and now bit of brain zone when you're just trying to dive towards the apex but not lock the brakes. And it's high gears here to try get on the power as early as possible before the famous Cops Corner. We had some battling there in with Hamilton and Verstappen. Unfortunately ended in the wrong way for Verstappen. But hopefully we'll get some more battles at Cops tonight, with both cars making it through. As that is a purple sector 2, 103.1. But I don't think that is an actual purple sector, it's more the glitch purple sector that has commonly appeared. As that is a car off. It's not Tim Wentig. It's Marcel Grizzly has went on to pole position. And this is good enough for P6 for the Red Bull. So let's see now who's next. It's not Nikita, so Bora will be it then. It is not Sanchez either. So cheap, we're gonna go on board it. That's a Bjorn. And I'm not sure if this has been an improvement or not, because he was slightly down and that looked a little bit sluggish. And yep, that is a 10th off. You may want to go for a second attempt. Meanwhile, the yogurt is actually P3. Sanchez is invalid. Won't be putting in time this time. Car person, now P4. As I believe someone's jumped on the Tunetank up to 16th. Bugatti may have been the one to jump up here. So he's up to P7. So let's see, Ewan Baker is starting a lap. As I would call them, the tyres are on. They're all going to be on soft at this point. And that was not the greatest of corners there. Just going a little too deep, and it's cost him time. And although it hasn't cost him too much, still a lot to play for in terms of the whole lap. And that could still be the difference between maybe 2 or 3 positions. That is Bjorn, who went fastest. 1:26.3. And 2,000 of a second ahead, so extremely close here for pole position. And it's another 2,000 from Marcel de Borrell. So it is absolutely pretty much inch tight here between Bjorn, Marcel and Borrell for pole position. But Sancho is, I think, it's still hasn't went out for another lap yet, and he was in pole position in the first set of runs. And so that's enough for P7 for Zane. All cars having set times, and there's about 1.2 seconds between first and 19th. I'm not sure what time this will be for Peru. Oh, and that looked a bit out of control. And maybe pushing a little bit too much. 103.5. That would be probably more around P15, P16 area. So now you through the last couple of corners. Where's it going to be? P17. So all 20 cars have set lap times this session, and all 20 cars still here, looking to gain a few more positions. You see, OP Zane is only 3 cars on track, so we have a little bit of a lull in the action. You see, Dara is on a lap. He's almost 3/10 up in sector 1, and that looked very nice through cops. Really pushing it the apex there, and then a nice run through. And it's looking very well through the high-speed corners. So this could be a very good sector here, as it is 6/10 of an improvement. This could be a potential provisional pole lap, as it's looking very tidy, and all you have to do is just hold it through here. And that looks like it was alright, a little bit oversteer, but crossing the line, that's only P4. Didn't really get the improvement in the last sector he was looking for, but I'd say I'd be very happy with a P4. This is Grizzly, I believe, on a lap again. He's really been getting out early, trying to make sure that he gets... ignore that. I don't think that's going to be a lap now. Won't it be a race against time for Dara to get back? Now, as he would be looking to try get into the pits, maybe if he could just sneak in one last run, it would do his chances the world of good. So Grizzly, yeah, now is going to be the lap. Well, actually, even on Sanchez, who is not far behind. And have to see where can this Alpine go. Let's see. So we have a lot of cars on laps, so we'll keep an eye. We have Zara. We have the Geek 2, who isn't really on the lap. We have Black Box. We have Yogurt about to start one. Sanchez is up slightly, well, pretty much around half a tenth. And the Red Bull just about getting out of the way there. It probably looked like it mightn't have, but it has managed to get out of the way, so fair play to it. As Dara is retired, I think he's realised there won't be enough time. And that is down in the second sector. Maybe they get a little affected. And Marcel's got a watch. Oh, and that's a lap gone. That's a lap gone. Azara is now in another pole position. From pretty much the back, pretty much the bottom of the pack, now to the top. It is a 126.3 for Azara, and that's 4 people within the 126.3s. We're now starting to get a flurry of action, although I would be very sure Marcel and might get reported there for a bit of blocking. So yeah, that's it. As one was nearly getting a validation for that, for how far to the right he was going. Looking alright there. As well, we have a new challenger, 126.2, SXT Yogurt. We now await the next car. I believe that could be OP Zane, as I believe that could have been Borrell on the grass. OP Zane into the pits. That run is done. Followed by the Haas of Bjorn, so Bjorn's done. Now we await the AlphaTauri at the bottom. They are also done. As that would have been enough to promote them into top 10 around in the middle of the pack. That is it. Azara pits, Bjorn pits, Borrell won't improve, Sanchez won't improve, Programmer won't improve, Car Person won't improve, Bugatti is finished, Stefano has improved, PA for him, Vengeance improves to P12, Black Box won't improve, Tim Wentink won't improve because it's invalid. That would have been enough to lift him a couple of places, but that is it. And I believe that's it for qualifying. As Yogurt got the lap in at the end. And that's probably the most important time you get in at the last moment. And that's a great Grisney. So P4 try multiple times to get the lap in, didn't work, and also may have blocked Sanchez from completing a lap. And we're just going for Black Box to be brought into the pit box. So there you go. We have Yogurt snatching it at the death on pole. Azara, who looked like to be the slower of the Alpines for much of the session, just not just a P2, with Bjorn P3, Marcel P4, Bora P5, Dara P6, Sancho is P7, Stefano P8, Takito P9, Gamer P10, Car person P11, Bugatti P12, Engines P13, Saint P14, Black Box P15, ADRT K3 PA5, P16, Dim1 P17, Toxic Doing P18, TF1 B2 P19, and E1 Baker is P20. There you go. That is qualifying for the British Grand Prix. Silverstone, we can get a lot of DRS trains. So, well, we're just doing laps before anyone else this time. We will get a normal formation lap, something we can all be glad for. Now, here is your tyre choices. We have top 10 on softs, as per the rules. Car person is on the mediums along Bugatti. Then, on the 7th row, it is soft for Vengeance and Zane, with mediums, Black Box, ADRT E3 PA5. Then on the penultimate row you have Peter Red Bull Dim1 on the soft, and Toxic mediums, and the back row of P2 and Ewan Baker is all mediums. And may I point out, we've got an AlphaTauri at the front and an AlphaTauri at the back. That's an AlphaTauri sandwich. Yep, so AlphaTauri at the front, AlphaTauri at the back. We have 20 different drivers, and from the extremely close qualifying, can only mean one thing: we should be close in the race with all the different variables. This will make for a very interesting race. Lights are on, 2, 3, 4 and 5. It is lights out and we go racing. Now we have to see who's got the better start. It looks like the Alpine's going to pull alongside and then have the inside line for turn 1. It looks like Azara has managed to get the lead, but now Yoger's on the inside, but he dives down the inside and it looks like he snatched it back. And they all down the mid back. We have some bit of swapping going on. McLaren's making moves. And looks like the Ferrari Lakitu dropping down. As it looks like OP Zane has been caught out here and is down. It's 20th and a long ways behind. Yogurt's still keeping over Zara. Will Zara push her over the cops? I don't think he will. I think he's gonna think he's gonna wait. Let's see now. We have a bit of action here. Is anyone going to go for a move? Well, watch for the Williams or Stefano. It's looking like he was maybe sizing up a move, but he has decided against it. And when you through your order, just get you the position change. As Obi Zane and Tim Wenting into the pit, so Tim Wenting kept with the pack, but and that's an immediate retirement. So, one lap down, one driver down. So let's see now, looks like we're going to have a bit of a train here, as the Oakwood will be looking to hold back an army of cars. And we don't know, are they going to try moves early, or will it be more of a case of just wait for pit stops? As pretty much everyone from 1st to 17th is within a second of each other, so it looks like if you're going to pit, you may well end up with a little bit more field spread, having to get past a couple of cars. And sometimes maybe the overcut then becomes just as viable an option as the undercut. Zara, fastest lap, keeping up, and now DRS will be enabled. This is where things can start to change a bit, as Opie Zane has managed to catch up a little bit. Oh, the other Red Bull, or the lone Red Bull still in this race, is a little bit off as well. As with the DRS, you're not seeing much change. You see, one little mistake could make the difference. Bjorn will be happy enough still at the moment. He will have a championship lead he should keep, as Zara isn't in P1. Zara got P3 last time out. Let's see now, Zara closing, but you just close, but you don't get close enough. Look at to go for a move without it ending up in someone the wrong way round, or even just a little bit of contact. And the ERS is going to be important as now. Borrell's at fastest lap. And we have just a little bit of an extra gap then from Borrell to Massive Disney. So you might end up just seeing oh, that looks like a Zara went a bit deep. It won't help. Some of you guys are almost topping out. Is that Bugatti off, and will rejoin in P17. Bugatti will have DRS, and it looks like that is a car that might just fall off a bit in this race unless the safety car comes and saves them. Zara is all fine now. DRS situation. Most drivers electing to keep the DRS, apart from Stefano, who's used a little bit more than the rest. He's around 60% range, as opposed to most of the drivers in the 70s and 80s. Some of them not even using it, as Zara nearly getting out of slipstream, just to spot a braking point. Oh, it looks like Bjorn went for a bit of a feisty move, which probably wasn't the best thing. And there you go, there are the tires. Now see, we've seen Vengeance, now see, in person anyway, has moved into top 10 on the medium. It should be very good for their race. And is that a yellow flag? I believe that's car person. Car person, what you just say, was in a very nice place. They have had a bit of a spin, much like Hamilton did in qualifying in the 2020 British Grand Prix weekend. As now it looks like Bugatti go for a move into Haggett and Beckett on the inside. He just keeps out, backs out there. Probably the smart enough move, as he may get the run, or maybe not quite. Wasn't quite the run he was looking for. As now moving back up to the front, Zara once again looks like he's going fairly deep into that corner, but maybe that's the line he needs to take. So gaps open a little more between Yogurt and Azara. And staying there, staying within DRS, as long as you have the DRS pretty much, you can't really get overtaken unless Bjorn's able to go for a move like he did earlier. Now, as we still have the top 9 all within DRS range of each other, so realistically one really good undercut, or maybe even an overcut, could change the course of this race. Who knows? Let's see, Zara nowhere near. Probably best to just start saving ERS. As though Bjorn has been saving it, while Yogurt and Azara have not. As Borrell's 5-second penalty speed in the pit lane, as early pit stops. And that has not helpful for Borrell at all, as whatever he does now is just going to be compromised. The best he can hope for is he just happens to be a little bit further ahead in the queue, and that might make the difference. See now, obviously that's broken the train a little bit. And the thing is, Stefanos now took advantage down the inside, and nothing Sanchez can really do about that. Without really the helping hand to DRS. Oh, it was a bit of a tap there. Sanchez was hitting on the power a little bit before Stefano. So that's just a little more time lost now, as we're going to see. Sometimes when you just remove one link off the chain, obviously it doesn't really help to repair the chain, as they can just fall to the ground. Let's see, anyone in this lap? No, not here, although Stefano's in. Maybe recognising that he needs to get in, try and get an undercut, as that's the only way he's running. And then you keep up the pace we've had before with the DRS. See now, where is Borrell in all this? The Silverstone pit lane is a long one, so that will make the difference. Borrell is well out ahead. That is going to be a big difference, as Marcel also out ahead. Stefano and Vengeance. Vengeance obviously a little bit behind, but he's elected to take his pit stop now, and it might make him some gains. As Yogurt, I'm sorry I missed that, but Yogurt is down to P3. He must have made a horrendous mistake somewhere, as I was looking at the pit stop battle, and I apologise for that. And the ERS situation is not great for him, as Bjorn now has sensed the opportunity. He's took the lead, and he still has the ERS advantage. Are we going to see him in? He is in this lap. Azara and Yogurt stay out. The key now is obviously seeing Sancho is out and Dara. They are in. As Black Box, the leader of the medium runners, is up here. I was just hoping that it'll be quite a couple of laps before just maybe a safety car pops in and they can just shoot up the order and be on the best tyre. There's a Grizzly, fastest lap, as they are well ahead of Sanchez and Darren and Stefano. Well, Stefano is ahead of Sanchez and Darren. Bjorn is actually behind Borrell, but he'll be sensing an opportunity here. They are side by side, down straight. As I'm not sure whether it's Wednesday or Hanger. But Bjorn is ahead, although with a penalty, and I will mind you that is a 5 seconds, definitely for speed in the pit lane, so Bjorn may have cost himself here. Zara and Yogurt would do well to come in now, as actually that's Yogurt back in the on-track lead, but both of them will be in the pits, and no overtaking manoeuvres into the pits. Oh! Yogurt 5 seconds! Although there was a bit of a tap there, so maybe he could get that removed on grounds at the tap. So now that's Black Box into the lead. And Toxic Tomato in P2 and Becker P3. So where... Oh! And I nearly thought Hazard was going to jump, but I see little pit lane glitches. Pro Gamer in the pits. See, they're going to have the freshest tyres now. Question is, where is Bjorn? Bjorn is going to come out ahead, and so is Borrell. So that means, as long as the Grizzly, so Yogurt is down to P4. Zara P5. Well, net position as of now. Obviously, OP Zane here will probably want to come into the pit soon. Or maybe it's just gambling on a safety car, just balancing out the time he lost. There's OP Zane into the pits. That's the last of the soft runners. Everyone on circuit should be on the medium compound tyre. Bjorn, let's see, is the leader of this group. With a little bit of changes as Borrell has gone up there, but Borrell has 5 seconds. And now be worrying as long as Bjorn is 2, mind you. So Grizzly is in position to win this race. From P5, I believe, in qualifying, this would be a very good result. as the undercut has proved powerful around here, as it tends to do with most tracks. Usually oh, and I do apologise for that one. So my controller just decided to have a bit of a disconnect. Nice to see here is Bjorn's actually starting to pull out of the DRS range, and that is big news for the race, because if Bjorn can do that, that makes his penalty a bit less impactful, barring safety cars. As clearly he's been pushing since the restart, and the ERS situation is now a bit low. It's actually just behind half the ERS. Let's see, is Yogurt going to be able to go for the move? He's down the inside of Borrell. It's one position gain for Yogurt. Will Azara be able to follow him through? Because at the moment it would be Marcel, Azara and Stefano on the podium. I do believe one of these cars did get their penalty when Azara did it, and I believe that was Yogurt. So Yogurt maybe get a penalty removed if he can prove the extra speeding was out of his control, pretty much. Let's look at the closing speed of Yogurt, and it has passed Marcel. So that is P2 net on track before penalties. So let's see now, Borrell and Azara. Is Azara going to get the move done? The Ferrari versus the Alpine? Is it? Just looks like Azara is just ahead of the Ferrari. So that is an important position for Azara, as it now brings him right behind the Alfa Romeo of Marcel, who is the highest placed car net that does not have a penalty. This is lap 13. We'll be to the second lap very soon. If that is a not great for the Red Bull there, with a 5-second penalty speed in pit lane. Obviously, it's 60 kilometers an hour here, so people do get caught out because they're used to 80. But the likes of Australia and Silverstone are 60, along with Monaco, I think, because you realise you need to go 60 on Monaco. As Yogurt with the fastest lap, and look at how little ERS they have now. They're going to have to ERS save. You probably could, because Marcel is enough to defend, but not enough to really attack them. Stefano now will be looking for another important move. Will he be able to get past Borrell? Two of the other drivers have. Can he be deterred? 3 seconds for Borrell. That really puts his chances of getting anything that much out of his race into puts him away. As the Stefano is through, so we'll have the opportunity to, as the ogre is through, car person does pit. Let's see now, car person has come out in P18. Toxic Tomato is the leader of the people on the softs at the moment. A bit off the lead group, but maybe with a safety car or something, it would bring them close. Black box now. Black box taken to the pits. Ewan Baker takes to, well, pretty much keeps to the racetrack. And that's to stay at penalties there for you. It is 3 seconds for Ewan Baker, Pagatti and Peter. Pedro. Yogurt and Bjorn a 5, Borrell has a 5 and a 3. Akito's 5 and 3. And 5 for the Red Bull there. Keep the tyres. Let's see now, Marcel is keeping with these. Is now the top 2 are starting to save a bit of ERS. Bjorn is still there. So Bjorn keep going. And he just backed off. You can hear a little just lift in the throttle. And he's just decided not to go for the move there. Probably wants to just save up the ERS. And let's see, are we going to start seeing a little bit of fighting between cars of the strain that don't have penalties? Because like the TRT Dara, they could benefit hugely if they could just get past Borrell and be with the cars that don't have the penalties. As that is Gassi being passed. Oh! And that's contact. See, the Aston Martin's gonna get back on track. It's got to the pit, so it's not going to be affecting anyone here. It will. But that is a bit of a race ruiner for Bugatti and Pedro. It's not too tomato with the fastest lap of the race. Could be back in the points once all pit stops get made. The aim now here would be realistically close up to this train. Ideally, it wants to be getting onto the back pro gamer, but near in a couple of laps time, and have a chance to attack the people in the train, move up, and snatch a good result here. Because with the penalties being handed for speeding in the pit lane, it does mean the people on the ultimate strategy really have that chance to make something out of it. Now 3 seconds for the Red Bull. Doesn't look like it's going to really affect whether they get points or not. As Ewan Baker or Backer into the pits. Gassi takes the on-track lead. Let's see where the AlphaTauri comes out. because it did a long stint. You see, Toxic Tomato will pass, Black Box will pass, the T2 will pass, Vengeance will pass, Car Person will pass. I don't think Zane will pass. Oh! That's our second Red Bull in the pits to retire. I thought we could have got something there, but no. I don't think there'll be much chance of a safety car at this point now. You have people in DRS train who aren't really going to be going for moves, and you have people who just won't really, or just not near enough to each other to battle and maybe cause something. See now, Bjorn is nearly gone. I'm sure he will be back into the on-track lead soon. Obviously, the on-track lead currently belongs to Bugatti, and then once you get the penalties involved, Marcel will be a winner if things stay the same. He's just having out that many moves. I have to wonder now, if you're Dara, let's say, would you... Oh, that's a bit wide, that won't help. And Sancho has a chance now to maybe out of position, because obviously going wide usually means it stops you from really doing that much. But Stefano is closing on Hazara, although Hazara is more than capable of defending here. He has the ERS, so I'll go down to for him. Now, let's see. Bugatti is going a very long distance. I think Bugatti knows he's not really going to be at points, so he's trying to gamble on a safety car happening late in the race, as that is the Aston Martin retiring from the Grand Prix. See now 20 or 26. At this point, you just have a little more temptation to go for it. Go for the move. See him break it. Takes a time penalty there. It's not really going to help this race. Now also penalty, so maybe this alternate strategy hasn't really worked out that well. So you just kind of... You get disconnected from the lead group, or you never really can join the lead group, you don't get the benefit of DRS, all that kind of thing. Which is why qualifying is actually so important around here, because the higher up you can get in the train, it's the better for your race. Yeah, see. Yes, he's still going. I think he's not got much chance left. As Black Box and the key to. And the key to tries to get back up inside. Don't think it's gonna happen there. And that could be the last chance for a safety car for Bugassi's race to come by. Because obviously, if Bugatti got a safety car around now, everyone would pit. You would be leading the Grand Prix. Seeing as lap 22, Bjorn's still holding this lead. He'll be on course to win the Grand Prix on track for the second time in a row to start the season, which would be very good for him. Oh, so that looks like Darren's picked up a penalty. That may be a difference maker, and it might save Bjorn a position, along with Jorgen maybe. As I'll get up leader gap actually. Yeah, that should do the trick for Bjorn. Does he actually won't lose too many places? As that's Yogurt into the lead. You see, that means now Yogurt is. Oh yeah, Bugatti's staying out, isn't it? This is almost going to be a no stop. Ricciardo's actually past Black Box. Maybe this might be his chance. And I think Black Box has got it done this time. Surely at this point Black Box has to just sail away. That is your penalty situation there at the moment. Just for your information, as I do believe eventually. I suppose that's about one point in the end. And sort of one constant run benefit. As it's been pretty much a fairly clean race. Apart from that incident between Gas and the Aston. As after 326, my god, Bugatti. There has to be nursing the entire bit of madman. It's almost like Vettel in 2010, Italy 2010, where he drifted 52 laps on the one tire and then just did a mandatory pit stop, and it got him from 6th to 4th. Which may have been the difference for his championship that year, as Yogurt keeping the lead over Bjorn. Let's say Bugatti actually, if he doesn't pit this lap, he's going to become a factor in this. Because if there'd been a couple more laps, Bugatti would 99% be a, or 100% be a factor. Let's see now, are we going to get a move? The only move I can think about possibly is Carapace and Black Box. Because everyone's just a bit spread out too much. Just realistically, go for a move. Ooh, that's Vengeance and Nikito out. That's not great for them. So there you go, it is almost been lap. Obviously the DNFs just came probably a little too late. Bugatti did pit in the end. He's not really a factor now. Yogurt takes the lead on the second to last lap, and it'll be, has Bjorn got enough? Really go for it? Will he maybe hold maybe the last his car person took a time penalty? It looks like, you know, at the moment, as you're still at the top 9 within DRS, it's been nip and tuck for an entire race, and you'd have to say, very clean one. I guess he's had a bit of an off there. Will still be well enough to go fastest lap? Still try to get something out of it. And Yogurt is... Just final lap, all or nothing. I think this message going to give me a right in 2015, as it looks like Azara might be going for the race win here, and it's just managed to keep it there. It's got the inside. He knows with the penalties ahead he can do that without much effect. However, it's Marcel. He's not going to gain enough to go for anything into cops. Not they would really, given how close they are to the finish. As race cars return, and they want to get the points. So, you know what? As Yogurt and Bjorn will give it everything for this on-track race win. For the race win after penalties, it's between Marcel and Zara, who'll be on the outside of Stowe. Just won't gain enough there, but maybe in the club. You could see him in the club. Bjorn, close but not close enough. Marcel, oh god, top for Stefano. Looks like Yogurt crossed the line. He wins on track, but it will be Azara who wins the British Grand Prix. As it's Azara from Marcel, from Stefano, from Yogurt, Over Gamer from Bjorn, Sanju is Dara, Dr. Mao, who did get in position after penalties, and Borrell completing top 10. It's a Mercedes, a black box and a car person, P11, P12. Zane P13, even Baker P14, and the Bugatti in P15. So, Zara wins, Marcel in second, Stefano in third. So, Yogurt, who was the P1 man on track is at P4 after penalties. Programmer P5, P1 P6 after the penalties, Sanchez P7, Dara P8, Toxstone P9, and Boyd P10 after penalties. Black Box P11, Car Person P12, Saint P13, Newman Bigger P14, Bugatti P15, the Keith 2, and Vengeance classified but didn't finish the race. Pino, the Red Bulls did not finish either in 19th to 20th. That is your Grand Prix. Honestly, and you have to say, some of you are regretting now not watching their pit lane. So that is it from me. I should be joined back by Evan next week, and as always, thank you for watching and goodbye.